What's up, guys? I'm Mike D'Antonio, founder and CEO of StockedUp. Welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. In this episode, we're going to be covering a lot of good plays to watch for tomorrow. We're going to be recapping everything that happened in the market today and going over some important news. At the end of this video, we're going to be sharing a $17.5 million options trade for tomorrow. The market was pretty boring today, to be completely honest with you guys. We had a really roller coaster like day. We gapped up, but then we fell a little bit, and then we came back up again. And right now, futures are pretty much flat. They're up 35 points right now. So overall, we had a pretty boring day in the market, but we do have some good movement from a couple main sectors, like the cruise line industry, like the casino industry, and even the airline industry. So some sectors really did move, and the market overall is pretty flat. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video to hear all of the plays for tomorrow. If you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see our daily videos on your YouTube homepage every single day. So with that being said, Tom, what major news happened in the market today?
Yeah, like you said, today was a pretty boring day in the market overall, but there was some pretty funny news that came out today where a tweet sent by Elon Musk's account on Twitter asked for Bitcoin and promised to double all payments if they sent it to a certain address. And this was the beginning of a wave of takeovers of high-profile Twitter accounts, including Apple, Uber, Jeff Bezos's, which is the CEO of Amazon, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg, Berkshire Hathaway chairman Warren Buffett, Joe Biden, and former President Barack Obama all had their Twitter accounts, on the verge of takeover, or they were actually taken over today. And a lot of people actually sent money to Elon Musk, hoping that he would double their payments. And a lot of people were actually let down. And you can see Tesla stock is down slightly in after hours. I don't expect this to really affect the markets too much, but it is just some funny news.
Yeah, so guys, pretty much some funny / unfortunate news happened. A lot of high-profile people, like Tom just said, they were hacked, and they said, hey, if you send me Bitcoin, I'll send you double the amount back. And it's a scam, obviously, but unfortunately, some people fell for it, but it's kind of like funny / unfortunate. Like Tom said, a ton of high-profile people. Tesla stock is down very slightly in after hours right now, but a lot of stocks are down very slightly in after hours. So I don't really think that affected, I don't think the tweet affected Tesla. And Tesla's it's had a crazy move for the past couple weeks anyways. So what else happened, Tom, with Moderna and stuff?
Yeah, Moderna yesterday ended up popping off of their vaccine like we had covered, and they ended up hitting $91 at the very beginning of pre-market this morning. They popped up to about $91.99, and then they just continued to fall all day long, kind of like we talked about they might do after having a big pop like this. Sometimes stocks then come back down and consolidate the next day, and that's exactly what happened with Moderna, and the whole market did this overall as well. So you can see that the market was up. With futures, we had a nice gap up, and then we kind of just traded flat all day long. And once the market actually opened down here, at my chart, it will say 8:30 will be the first opening candlestick. You can see that we pretty much just traded down all day long, until lunchtime, and then we reversed back up. But really, it was just that gap down with Moderna. We did not see Moderna stock keep running, and there was not, any more news coming out about their vaccine. And that's just something that the market didn't want to see. And it's just something I think that maybe the market overvalued the hype of Moderna's news yesterday. Obviously, it was good news, but it's still not, a for sure vaccine yet. They just had a good trial.
Right. So like we talked about in yesterday's video, we warned everyone, hey guys, be careful. Moderna might gap up huge tomorrow morning and it might fall down, because that's typically what these vaccine stocks have done, especially in the past. And that's exactly what we saw. So in terms of Moderna for tomorrow, they just gapped up so high that honestly, yes, it can continue upwards more. It can keep going up a little bit more. You really kind of have to judge the momentum off of it. you'll get a better sense of what's going to happen tomorrow in pre-market. If you see upwards momentum, then I would not be surprised if we test like the $90 level, maybe like the $88 level, depending if there's good momentum. But if there's not positive upwards momentum, then I'm just expecting this thing to bleed off tomorrow. We'll cover this a little bit more at the end of the video, though. And then also, Tom, what is the TikTok news?
Yeah, there's been a lot of news lately about TikTok, and President Donald Trump's administration is studying the national security risk of social media applications, including TikTok and WeChat, that they say may risk allowing a foreign adversary to amass information on Americans. So pretty much it'll just gather a whole bunch of data about Americans, and the White House pretty much is saying that they will have action taken on this issue coming up within weeks and not months. So we will hear more about this in the future. And Reuters obviously reported this. Reuters does a lot of breaking news reports, and this was broken about an hour ago. This is something that a lot of people have been looking at with TikTok and a whole bunch of these different Chinese stocks, that this will affect whenever they do actually do the action that they're talking about taking. But the thing is that they might ban TikTok, or they might just not allow data to transfer to China or something like that, is what I'm guessing
Right. So like, I'm thinking that would probably affect like stocks like Snapchat in a positive way, because they are also social media stocks, but they are American, So I feel like that would affect stocks like Snapchat in a positive way. No action has been taken yet in regards to these social media apps like TikTok or WeChat. Nothing has been, put into place yet, but we'll have to just kind of like play this catalyst by ear. No plays might come out of it, but some plays might. It all depends. Really, the biggest thing I'll be eyeing out for this catalyst is Snapchat as of right now. If there are different plays, I will definitely keep everyone updated in these videos. So now with today's member of the day. So today's member of the day is Joe. Joe's a very active and funny member of the community. I'm glad to have him in the community, but his post does serve a lesson here. So Joe said, not looking great at all, but never give up. There's always tomorrow. So Tom, if you could click on his screenshot, you could see Joe was up a good amount today, right? He had a huge rocket upwards on his account value, but ended up falling a little bit lower, right? Pretty much this lesson here is to just serve a point that you're not gonna be green every day. You're not gonna make money every single day as a trader. No one makes money every single day as a trader. And another thing is, if you are going through a slump, don't quit. Everyone goes through tough times, tough trades, tough swings in the market, but never give up. Everyone learns a lot of lessons in the market. Tom and I have both made and lost a lot of money in the market, but just never give up. And like anything in life, anything worth having is worth working hard for. So keep that in mind. There's no just easy get rich quick formula in the stock market. It is going to be a bumpy road, and it's more of a long-term thing. So now with the momentum plays for tomorrow, with the first one, we have HLT. So HLT is Hilton. They're up over 10% today. Had an amazing day in the market. They were pretty much just a slow and steady mover all day long, but they were definitely a powerhouse today. So Tom, what levels should we be watching for HLT for tomorrow?
Watch for them to go ahead and break $81.50.
All right, so if it breaks above that level, we'll be looking at HLT in a bullish sense. Next, we have RCL.
Yeah, watch for them to go ahead and pop above $60.
$60 again to the upside. And then we have PENN.
Yep, with Penn, watch for them to break 35.
35 again to the upside. And last but not least, we have UAL.
Yep, UAL, go ahead and watch for them to pop above 37.50.
37.50. All of these stocks we are eyeing for the upside, but we would only consider playing them if they break the levels we listed. So keep those stocks in mind. Again, we are looking for those like quick in and out day trades if they break the levels we list. And now we are going to be covering our $17.5 million options trade for tomorrow. And we are looking at Boeing, and we are looking at the Boeing 190 strike calls that expire this Friday, July 17th. So there was about $17.5 million put into this trade today. Right now, it kind of looks like they bought these calls. So, guys, with unusual options activity, we know there was a trade. There was a total trade amount for $17.5 million with Boeing today. What we don't know is if the big money actually bought these calls or they sold them. Right now, it kind of looks like they bought them. However, Boeing is trending down slightly in after hours right now. And pretty much, if you see Boeing have upwards momentum tomorrow, then the Boeing 190 strike calls can definitely be a good trade. However, don't just blindly buy these calls. Pretty much, you kind of have to play it by ear. You have to wait for Boeing to have that upwards momentum. Like we said, pretty much every stocks are fading a little bit in after hours right now. But if you do see that upwards momentum, consider the Boeing 190 strike calls that expire this week. Right now, futures are up about 15 points, but they opened a little higher, and now they're fading down slightly. We had a very choppy day in the market today, so we're definitely in for kind of like a choppy. We're in like a choppy intraday chart right now. There's no clear sense of direction right now with the market overall. So with a lot of these plays, you have to wait for confirmation, just like the Boeing play we just listed. So now with the questions from the previous episode, with the first question, we have Head saying, what are your thoughts on SPCE for tomorrow? They announced their new CEO and their stock jumped 6% in after hours. SPCE, oh, wow, I didn't even see that jump, Tom. I mean, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I did not see this either. I know this is a stock that I was holding a few days ago. I ended up selling off a lot of my shares whenever they started falling from 21 back down because I was holding them from around the $16 mark. But the thing is that, yeah, they had a new CEO, I guess, and they popped in after hours. That's a pretty big pop. Maybe SPCE could get back on the bandwagon here and start kind of going up again. They are trading above this 100 SMA, which is a key technical. It looks like they bounced off of it yesterday. I really like this play overall to the upside for the long term as they do some stuff with space and they work with NASA very closely. So I really like this play overall. As far as calls and puts go with it, though, it's just that the implied volatility was getting so crazy those past couple of days. It really caused the price of options to get very expensive. So just keep in mind that whenever they get that expensive, sometimes just like we saw with Tesla yesterday, you could lose if you buy calls or puts if the stock goes even just a little bit sideways.
Yeah, so can you like draw some like patterns or trend lines or any levels that you're watching for tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to watch for that little trend line there if we can hold that. And then I'm going to do a nice price line up here. I would probably watch this price. It looks like this was very big level, $20. And it looks like they almost hit it in after hours as well. So if they go ahead and pop above $20 tomorrow, that would be the number I would watch for them to break if you wanted to play momentum on this to the upside. It looks like they will have some problems breaking it. And if they do break it, it might be in pre-market. So definitely be on the lookout for SPCE tomorrow at open.
For sure. And then we have Rob saying, Mike and Tom, love you guys. How long do you think this Moderna spike is going to last? So MRNA, let's take a look. I mean, they're up so much. I mean, honestly, Tom, with this one, I wouldn't doubt if we just have like a choppy next couple of days and we have like another spike later on, like either next week or just like shortly in the future, because I don't think this play is going to tank necessarily. They do have a great catalyst, but they literally just went from $65 all the way up to over $88 in about 3 days. And they are a heavy mover in pre-market and after hours. So like, I don't know. I'm like pretty neutral on this play. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, I think that as long as the vaccine news stays good, I think that this could still pop. Obviously, they had such a pre-market pop that, they were trading it. They closed it's like $75 the day before, and they still ended up at around $80 today. So that's still a $5 jump if you think about it, even though they had all this red come in. But the thing is that we're just gonna have to see what the momentum does tomorrow. If the momentum's down, I could honestly see it still going pretty far down, maybe that back down to like $74. But if it does have good momentum, I think that this stock could definitely fly back up to 91 or way higher even with that news. Obviously, that's really good news. But I think that we need some more confirmations during this next study that they're doing at the end of July.
Yeah, for sure. With the next comment, we have Sam saying DOCU seems to be moving sideways. What do you think about it? So DOCU, it is moving pretty sideways. I mean, it's on an amazing upwards trend for the past 6 months alone. I would definitely not short this. It is pretty high right now. I mean, if anything, I would buy calls or just shares on this. I don't love to play, but I don't hate it either. I mean, if I were to play this in any sense, though, it would definitely be to the upside. What do you think?
Yeah, I really like the run up over the past 6 months. That's a huge run up from 64 to 217. But whenever I see run ups like this, I'm always the type of trader that whenever I see huge run ups like this, I'm always looking for them to come down because I'm always trying to buy those shares at a discount. So, I'm really trying to wait for, I would wait for a stock like DOCU probably to start coming back down to maybe like the $150 mark before I started getting into it for the long term. But if we were just talking about calls and puts over the next couple of days, I'm pretty neutral on it also. It looks like they've been pretty flat the past couple of days, but when they were down, so maybe that's just some nice consolidation before they start heading back up towards highs again.
Absolutely. We have Mason saying 17K. So we just crossed 17,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for everyone who hits that subscribe button. The YouTube channel is growing so quick. So thank you for everyone who supports the channel by liking the videos, commenting, and subscribing. With the next comment we have Yusuf saying, hey guys, I love the channel. Thoughts on Tesla reaching $2,000 by earnings or by the end of this month? Tesla right now is sitting around $1,550. I mean, Tesla is one of those powerhouse stocks. They are, in my eyes, a great long-term hold. I'm not sure what you think about them, Tom, but I like them for the long term. I think they're a little bit expensive right now, but they have so much momentum. I would not doubt them hitting 2,000, but like I definitely would not put my money on it. Options are so expensive on Tesla, and the shares are pretty expensive too. So like I would say it's more likely than not to not hit 2,000. I would say I would stay below that. But Tesla's a powerhouse. Literally anything can happen, and their momentum is unreal. So there's definitely a possibility. What do you think?
Yeah, with a stock like Tesla, you just have a huge upside all the way up to $1,800. I think that with the moves that we've seen from it, going from $250 like a year and a half ago, all the way up to $1,800, I think that we could definitely see it cross the $2,000 level. But the question is by the end of July, I'm not too sure it's going to do it by the end of July. But like you said, for the long term, I think Tesla is another one of those really good companies that have a lot of innovations. Obviously, they do electric cars. That's going to be the future of cars. Pretty much everybody is starting to try to develop electric cars if they haven't already, and that's a big industry. It's definitely going to be very good, especially for semi trucks. There's a ton of trucks that go across the country, and that's going to be, I think, their biggest market is like semi trucks, and Tesla is obviously leading the game. They say they have batteries that can last thousands of miles. So for the long term, yeah, Tesla's going to be one of the best stocks, but I just couldn't personally buy it at 1,500 a share. I just think that's a crazy high evaluation on a stock. I would probably get it more around $1,000, but that's just something that if Tesla just keeps flying up, then I'm going to miss out on it. So for a lot of people who want to get Tesla long term, the best thing to do would probably be to buy a few shares up here. And then if they do fall, then just to have some money set aside so that you can start averaging in like we talked about doing yesterday with Walmart or Coca-Cola as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you plan on holding a stock for the long term, there's really no wrong time to buy in. But with Tesla being so high, I mean, I wouldn't put that much money in right now. It doesn't hurt to grab a couple shares or, it depends on how much you want to pick up, but you can always average in. You don't have to put all your position in at once. Like you could buy like a quarter of your position now and then a quarter of your position in 2 months and then keep adding to it. So keep that in mind. With the next question, we have George saying, what is considered high when judging the volatility of an option? I've noticed a wide range, like 50% to over 300%. So I think he's referencing implied volatility. So Tom, on Tesla right now, the implied volatility is around 129%. And guys, when it comes down to implied volatility, especially for options trading, like short-term trading, I look at volatility or implied volatility like this. I don't look at it in the sense of like a number, like a numeric value. Like I don't look at Tesla's implied volatility and say, oh wow, 129%. And I don't look at the SPY and say, oh wow, 26%. What I do instead is I look at Tesla's implied volatility. And as you can see, actually, no, yeah, Tom, actually, go back to the SPY chart real quick. I want to give a better example. You can see that when the market fell, implied volatility shot up. So I look at volatility in a relative sense. So I look at volatility not in a numeric value like 26, but I look at volatility now compared to where it was. So we could see, you could see the implied volatility, the blue graph on the bottom that Tom is highlighting, that's implied volatility. Right now, the implied volatility for the SPY is low relative to where it was back when the market crashed. So basically what that tells you, the lower the implied volatility, the cheaper the options are. The cheaper the options are, the less volatile the stock is expected to move. So that's what I judge it based off of. If implied volatility is low, I love to buy options. However, when implied volatility is high, I like to short options like trading call credit spreads or put credit spreads. So now, Tom, if you go to a stock like Tesla, we can see that since Tesla has been very volatile recently, the implied volatility shot up. And off of that, you can tell options got a lot more expensive. And that's why yesterday and even today, if you traded Tesla calls or puts, you probably would have lost money because Tesla calls and puts both lost value both yesterday and today. Like Tom, if you could go to a Tesla options chain real quick, when options get expensive like they are right now in Tesla, you can see the calls right now are down. Let me see, the calls are down anywhere from 20% to 50%, and the puts are down anywhere from 50% to 70%. So when implied volatility is high, that's why you don't want to buy options because options become expensive. All right, so hopefully that answers your question. Amazing question. Tom, with that being said, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything to watch out for in the market tomorrow?
Yep, I know yesterday I called out Ford. It had a great technical bounce, and they ended up playing out very well today. We could see a very nice jump up in pre-market and during the market overall. This was a stock that actually held its highs all day long and ended up trading pretty well, almost like the cruise lines. That's good to see from a value stock almost like Ford. It seems like they've become a penny stock here lately with the COVID going on, but Ford has been $3.96 before. During 2008, I believe they hit $1 per share. But the thing is that they're trading nice off the technicals right now. And I think they still have some room to go to the top of my trend line here. I think they could maybe pop tomorrow up to around maybe $7.10. So Ford could be another good play tomorrow, as well as Lyft. LYFT also had really good momentum today, as well as Uber. And I think I would watch Lyft and Ford tomorrow, but Ford is still going to be the one I'm watching because they had those very solid technicals that ended up playing well today as well.
Awesome insight. For everyone who is not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel to see our daily videos on your YouTube homepage every single day. If you guys want to support the channel, consider hitting that like button and commenting. It really helps grow the YouTube channel, and Tom and I are so grateful for all of you guys. If you guys want to trade the same exact options that Tom and I trade every single day, click the Stocked Up Options Alerts link in the description down below. Right now, Dow futures are very flat, up about 14 points. They're very flat right now. So right now we are in for another choppy day in the market tomorrow. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, thanks for watching.